if you are watching live reactions to a movie you haven't seen, this is fucking on you, bro.
You know the way the internet is, John. You've been on the internet.
This is.
We all set? All right. It's 5:30 in the morning. We all just watched El Camino. Live reactions. And I believe, judging by the early reaction here, I think one person liked it. I know that. Yep.
Bob
But
Fox
I
likes it.
but I also could have told you that going into it.
He likes
that we were
everything.
going to have Bob Foxes saying he's
Tony.
in on this. The Rocket, the only thing you do besides baseball is Breaking Bad. Quick reaction. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
So, like, I don't know if I want to do thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't want to say good or bad. I just want to say unnecessary.
Okay.
Like, I feel
That's
like
my take, Roger.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not bad. It was just like I didn't need it. Like, if that's what it was going to be. And I think so. The reason why everyone says that Breaking Bad is so good is because it tied up all the loose ends with
Perfect
every
ending.
single character except for Jesse. So it's like now we get to see Jesse's loose end tied up. It's just
For
like
2 hours.
That's what I'm gonna say. Is like if you're gonna do a 2-hour Breaking Bad movie, tie up the loose end, but like give me something else. Like I need something. Like give me a twist. Like there was really no other twist.
Yeah, there was definitely no twist or anything. I think they tried to do that with the welding dude. That was supposed to be like the
Didn't
big
work.
enemy that you didn't like.
You can't make me hate a character in 10 minutes without a backstory. He was just a welder.
Well, as far as, I mean, I would imagine most people expected more old characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really was, there's a flashback
No
for
Saul.
a second with Hank. There was a flashback for that one scene in the diner with Walter. No Saul.
The biggest twist
No Huel.
was
We all
Todd's
wanted
fat.
Huel.
Yeah, that's
Todd.
the biggest twist.
I mean,
Todd had his
Fat
spark
Todd.
early.
And early
was-
on when they were showing
He
him
looked
above the
pregnant,
cage,
bro.
Stunning.
I thought they were trying to cover his face, like when they were
Yeah.
on top of the cage. I was like, oh, they're just not going to show Jesse
no,
Plemons
they
very
just
much.
let it roll.
The entire, I mean, he looked like shit.
And it was weird. Like even the story with him was just like it's like, hey, you guys, this dude's a psychopath. It's like, yeah, we
we
fucking
knew,
knew, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, but this goes
he
back
killed
to-
his maid for like no reason. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I'm surprised he didn't eat his maid. Like, what you did is you made him more relatable.
Vince Gilligan did say this would stand alone, and
It did.
it did. And I think that might be part of the problem is that
Yeah.
and
you
if
know,
it stands alone, it stinks.
it wasn't.
I didn't
that
need it
great
in
if
the
it stands
Breaking Bad
alone.
universe. Make it like a different movie, but it did absolutely nothing to help the Breaking Bad story.
Bob,
Wait,
you
Bob,
liked
where
it.
you at?
I was
Loved
gonna
it.
say,
I
you
would-
liked
I
it,
would
but
go as far
if
as saying I loved
standing
it.
alone,
Loved it.
would you like it?
No, but I
You
said
loved it too?
before, and like obviously.
No, I'm thumbs middle. Like I think like if it was like a year of getting our hopes up and it was like, oh, this is the Breaking Bad, this was going to do all this stuff, I would have been disappointed. Thumbs down. If it kind of just came out of nowhere, it's kind of like found money. It's almost like an animated short. You know what I mean? It's like a Toy Story 20-minute movie like we watch with the kids. It's not a Toy Story. It's kind of like we got to find out like what Jesse's life
a
was
little
like in
extra,
that year with the Nazis.
I actually thought if that was an episode of a series,
Yeah.
maybe obviously shorter, that would be a long episode. But if that was just like a Jesse episode where you learned a little more, I'd be down with it. The fact that this was supposed to be something bigger than that, unless they have more in the works, and this was like just the beginning.
Here's my problem: is I love that Jared still thought it was an 80% chance that Walt was alive. I love that people could
still
argue
could be.
for the rest of their lives
Still
about
could
what
be.
happened to Jesse after
Witness
he ran
protection.
away.
Hey,
Maybe you
He
put him
might
away
meet him in
for-
Alaska.
That's what I'm saying. They could meet up in Alaska. I needed a holy shit moment,
Yes.
and
None.
there was no holy shit
I mean,
moment.
John started snoring halfway through.
Yeah,
I mean, not halfway through. I felt
You
it
made
like
it. You
but
made
like,
it pretty
uh,
far.
I-
But
was
I'm just
the
saying,
last
like,
10
if it
minutes.
was a holy shit moment, like there would have been no doubt that we would have been on the edge
but
of our
the
seats.
only
We were all
moments
lounging
of
the whole time.
suspense were the ones where if you didn't watch the series. You know what I mean? Like when he pulls the gun out and it's like, oh, is he gonna shoot Todd? It's like I know he doesn't shoot Todd. Like he strangles him to death later on. Like
Right.
it's
That was
like
tough.
the,
You're
yeah.
right.
There's no
Very
there were
good
no
point.
moments of suspense where you didn't know the outcome because you obviously watched the show and you've seen the
Bob,
outcome.
pre-show
the
you were
shootout.
talking. You thought there were going to be like action movie scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the duel,
What was the Wild
which was a
West
little bit weird.
shootout
That was a
about?
little weird.
I don't
I
know
loved
if
that was
that.
a little
I
weird.
thought that was just dope.
I thought that was
that's
cool,
Vince Gilligan
especially
loving Wild
because
West.
of
The
what you
tension was
said.
Crazy. Like everyone that was watching immediately was like, "Oh my God, what's about to?" And then Jesse shooting him was awesome. Jesse getting away was awesome.
I think that was Vince Gilligan very notoriously loves the Western.
What you said,
So-
like, when I didn't know that when you said pre-show, like you, I mean, you almost predicted that. Where you're like, he says like he just loves wild westerns and like sometimes he just wants to do that. And it was like that's
like,
what we did. We even had guys just standing fucking 20 feet from each other, fire 12 bullets each.
yeah.
No one
Didn't hit
get
him.
That
Just
was
didn't hit
just
him.
a weird scene of like if you think about what was going on in the situation to be like, all right, let's have a fucking a gun duel, dude.
Well, that dude was
it makes
also-
no
no
set it
sense,
up though.
but-
The fact that the dude was so like crazy
He was
coked
coked
up
out
that
of
he was
his
just like,
mind.
all right, fuck
Yeah.
it, let's
Yeah, I
let's
mean, I
get
guess that
crazy.
plays- yeah,
and
I guess that
Jesse
plays.
being as crazy as the Nazis made him is like, all right, we're fucking
I
doing
can
this
do it,
then.
no
Yeah.
problem.
But that
And
was
then
such
I
a
like how
small
they did-
part of 2 hours. That's the thing. It was like it was a great moment, but the whole movie wasn't that way.
It felt like even that from
thought it was. I
after
thought
that
they
they did
had
like the box
1,000
check of a
tense
science
moments.
thing where it's like, okay, now let's blow up the propane. Where like
Yeah.
like a little bit of like he makes his own fuse type deal.
Yep.
Like it's like, okay, now we did the science part, we did the shoot part, we did the Jesse says goodbye to his friend's part. That took fucking 20 goddamn minutes.
You know what? The other
even
thing-
though we knew
Badger,
the
like,
army was on the way.
You know-
Like
That was
The big twist that I thought we were gonna get that just didn't happen was when he dumps the bag out and it's like he's 1,800 short. I thought he was gonna be like 100,000 short. It's like, oh fuck, now I gotta cook some meth and sell. I was like, I thought that's where we're going. We just didn't even see any meth. No
Yeah,
meth.
No,
None.
I mean, I think that
Breaking Bad without
you
meth
can't
is
go-
not Breaking Bad.
But I don't think you can go into that thinking that was gonna happen.
No, everyone
Yeah.
wanted
No,
but
like
it's-
I thought
it's-
that's
it is
how
like
he
a-
comes back. Like it's a full circle. It's like, all right, this is my operation now. Everyone else is dead.
Oh,
I
I
didn't-
didn't. I thought it was gonna be
flashback
what it
with-
was.
At least a flashback with Bryan Cranston where you're seeing that. It's literally just a boring scene of them talking in a
I'm
diner.
so upset.
Nate's despondent. Right?
He called it
I
the worst
think,
case
but-
scenario.
Well, yeah, he
which
did.
I
That-
I mean,
it was. I'm with Clem. It's
But
like,
Nate, you have to
eh.
understand,
This
like
did
your
not
like what
damage
you
Breaking
wanted
Bad
for
at
it
all.
made no
Preposterous.
sense.
But
Yeah,
that's
that
still
was
my
never,
my
ever going
worst
to happen.
case was they waste a flashback with Walter, check, and then Jesse just driving in Alaska. Like it's not even a new life. He just has to live in the wilderness in Alaska. That's not a life. That's
But, like,
him
you-
hiding
but
from the cops.
That's what
you
he
were
wanted
saying
to
it's
do,
worst
though.
case
That's what he
scenario.
wanted.
Yo,
because, like,
yeah,
the
that's
things
what he
you
wanted to
wanted
do.
from the
Nobody
show.
wants
But
that.
no,
Like
I mean,
worst case
I
scenario,
said
World
before
Series
the
to me is
movie,
the
I
Red
wanted
Sox
that.
don't win it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's
not
impossible.
happening.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna happen. Like
And
you
I mean,
want,
they even
like, they was
showed-
not gonna come back and cook meth.
They
That was
showed
not
the
gonna happen.
flashback with
Breaking
Mike.
Bad,
He
why
wanted
not?
to go to
It's
Alaska.
not Breaking Bad, it's El
supplies and
Camino.
shit from meth.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
like
it's
the
not.
whole
I mean,
thing.
Well, I
It
mean,
was
he's
like-
still got Skinny Pete and Badger. Like, he could have
true.
done it.
That's true.
Like if there was,
Yes.
if he
But
was
that's just a fan
100,000
theory that,
short,
like, you want it to come
then he
true.
could sell meth for like a month and then make it up. And it's like it would have been cool to see him get back to like the
course.
season 1 version of it where he's like cooking
Putting
meth and
chili
like a fucking
powder in it.
yeah, like yes,
That
Now-
would have been preposterous.
Yeah, that would.
If
I don't
you
think it
are-
would have. Not if he has
Maybe
like
a
Badger and
motel
Skinny
scene
Pete.
with that.
And he's
with
making
that
Wait,
lady.
you were
100K
just
in a 2-hour
trapped
movie.
in a fucking Nazi dungeon cooking, and you got out. You're not going back to that life.
If you need 100K to
need
disappear,
100K,
you would.
Literally, everyone was like, "We want a happy ending for Jesse," and then they gave Jesse a happy ending, and now we're like, "You should have had him break."
No,
that."
my-
no.
I-
think it's
I
how
said-
they
never
got
wanted
there.
to happen.
I think it's how
liked
they
how
got
it
there.
did it. I think it just like Jared said right off the bat. I think it just really perfectly. I think it's great for Breaking Bad, where it's just like it was a perfect ending, guys. We had to invent
Totally.
stuff. Like we had to pretend that like Jesse had this
welder,
huge
yeah.
vendetta against a welder he met for 10 minutes one time.
I mean,
just-
so when
it
they
didn't add
showed
anything
he
to
had
the
like that
series to
flash
me.
and you saw the welding sparks, I kind of thought that was the case. Like this must be the guy who made his cage, but I didn't remember that from the show.
No,
That
that guy was
was never
never.
in the
No,
show.
no,
Never.
that was never
But
in
like,
the
but
show.
there was never even a scene where Jesse was like watching his cage being built.
No.
and
I
was
also
never
didn't
upset.
think it was a huge vendetta. I never got the vibe that he had a huge vendetta. I got the vibe that he was like, "Fuck this guy," and then showed up and he was like, "I'm gonna steal money." from
See,
this guy.
I agree with that, but I also
don't
think
think
that what was lacking was there wasn't like we had these great villains all of Breaking Bad. We had
You're
Gus
telling me he
Fring,
couldn't find
from
a
Tuco
different
to
way
Gus
to get
Fring to
$1,800?
everybody we hated so much. This time it was like, oh, okay, I guess this is the last guy we can kind of hate because he was involved with the Nazis.
They killed everyone. That was the thing. Is
Right.
like,
That's-
But that's also
everybody
why,
is
and that's why, like, if you have to invent a villain or try to drum up like this vendetta or even just some sort of rivalry or feelings of hatred, you probably tied it up pretty fucking well. It was
That's
like
the thing
it was
is
like
they
they
didn't have
untied
to-
the bow,
they didn't have
like
to
found
do
some
it.
shit, and then
but
tried to
everyone
retie it
was
up.
asking for it. That's
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
know.
Right.
That, now we're
yeah,
saying they
that's
didn't have
fair.
to do it, but everyone wanted it.
No,
Everyone
but I
was
think,
saying
and I
we
think
need
that's why
something for Jesse.
none of us were saying it was bad.
It wasn't
It
bad.
was
Well,
just
Nate
like
said it was
I-
very
I
bad.
mean,
I
Nate
said
is
worst
extremely-
case scenario.
I'm extremely disappointed.
Nate hates this movie. No
It
doubt.
wasn't bad.
You know what? I
Kevin, can I tell you the worst part is? It goes back to what I said earlier. There's no more arguing over like what happened. There's no more fan theories. It's just like it's just
There really
there
weren't that
now.
many theories.
Pretend
Other
this
than this
movie
guy
didn't
say-
come out. Then
say
you
not
Jared
live.
knows 500 push-ups because of a fan theory.
250.
240
Now.
now.
240.
240
And
now.
there's a chance
But
that
he
Final
could
Word might owe him 410
And
if Walter White is in.
There's a
yeah, when the second
Nobody
movie
was
comes
really-
out,
there was no other like, well, what about this or what about that? Everybody was dead. maybe some people thought that Walter White was still alive.
He
And other
could-
than
he
that,
could.
there were
But
no
that
fan
was just
visits.
that was just something like Titanic, like in both fit in the door shit, where it's like you're doing
Right,
like
yeah.
this weird science.
So
it's like,
other than that, there wasn't anything.
That's
so
a
they
great
kind of
reference.
told a
Good
whole
for
new
you.
story.
Good for you.
I thought, what was weird? I didn't think there was much like dialogue with Jesse. Like he did a lot of good acting, but I didn't think there was much.
there
like,
was no there
He
wasn't
didn't
much
talk for a
dialogue
while,
in
right?
a lot
Period,
of the
right?
show.
Skinny-
By the way,
at one
Skinny
point-
Pete and
when-
Badger talked forever.
when he was yelling about the 911 call with the vacuum repairman, that was like the longest conversation in
Yeah.
the whole movie. Which the whole time I'm like, I know he did it.
And I know
and
this sounds
our whole-
crazy too. I'm still not convinced that he's dead.
What do you?
That is crazy.
I'm
talking
still
about?
not
They
convinced
confirm it.
because
They literally
bec-
confirm
no,
it.
they did.
Show.
So hold
Yeah,
on, hold on,
They
hold
make
on.
a point
Hear
to
me
be
out.
Like, let's confirm this.
Hear me out. For something that was widely
it's 6 in the
debated,
morning.
is he dead? Is he alive?
It was
for
not
us?
widely debated.
Nobody
Fuck
did it except
home.
you.
Everyone!
No.
Okay, all right. Listen,
Everyone!
I will not.
So many
I will
people
not
are like,
deny
"Is
that
he
you
dead?"
saw that there was a YouTube video, so someone out there.
Show
made
me
it.
the body, Kevin.
You are the
Where's
only
Osama
person
bin
in
Laden?
my
You just
age-
throw him in
You're
the
right.
ocean?
They showed you the
The
body.
only person in my life on the
They
internet,
didn't show
in
you the
real
body.
life, friends, family, you're the only person. You and your
For
idiot
something
Blattman,
that
the
was
only people I knew who said
so
that.
heavily
guarantee you
debated,
Blattman
is he
doesn't
dead
think
or
that
alive? That was like a
Jared.
little tidbit. It was like it was the radio in the background.
Jared, but
it
they-
wasn't
but
even like this
do
big
you-
thing where he's no,
if-
he's definitely dead.
Jared,
That
no,
was
no, no.
it. That was where they got
if
it in,
they-
literally.
if
The
he was
paramedics
even-
got to
if
him
he
in
was-
like a minute and a
If he
half.
was alive,
They were no
would have done the
paramedics.
radio.
Yes, they
no
were.
paramedics.
No, they weren't.
Every
his
police
body.
officer is a trained paramedic.
Now we know what
Also
the police
true.
in Albuquerque are like.
me?
Now we know the
Come on.
police in Albuquerque are
Every
trained in.
police officer is a trained EMT. You didn't know that?
The
I don't
reason
know.
they said it on
They
the
don't,
radio
they don't have
is
an
because he's
ambulance
fucking
with
dead.
them. They have
They
guns
did.
with
every
them.
time
That's
you
it.
every time you call the police, the ambulance comes too.
The SWAT team does not bring a fucking
That's not the
ambulance with
SWAT
them.
team.
The
They were
police
cop
do not
cars.
bring an ambulance.
I'm the only one making sense.
Hang
here.
on, I've been
I'm the
arrested
only
before.
one-
The
you guys
police
are
don't bring an
tired.
ambulance.
No,
Tired.
you guys are
We
tired.
I will give you that. I'm tired. I also an element
Cannot
of this
become
is
a
like,
police officer
I'm
without also
upset
being an EMT.
That I stayed up until 3 in the goddamn morning. 'Cause if
However-
I watched this at
Yes,
tomorrow
that's a
night
good
at
point.
8 o'clock, I'd be like, all
I
right,
think I
whatever,
will
fine.
watch
Yeah.
this tomorrow night at 8
You're a
o'clock.
sick fuck.
This felt like an awesome episode of Breaking Bad to me. I
It
like
did
that
feel
I
like
got
a good
I like that I
episode.
got closure. I like that I know how Jesse got away. I love the way he found the money initially, like knowing to go back to Todd's place. Like
That was the
it
best
being
part
in
of the movie, by the
fridge,
way, when he
all that
realized
shit.
they weren't cops.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
That was the moment. That was the
a
only
cool
time I
twist.
really went, oh shit, this is cool.
That was
He also
that was
did a lot of
holy shit
destruction
moment.
for a place where he was told it was going to need a lot of engineering. He's like, let me check under the bed. Let me check under
Let
the
me
sink.
rip the
Tore
wallpaper
every
off
Like,
the
and I guess
walls.
under the sink was a nice throwback to where they
Yeah,
had the
that's
map.
what-
But it was
exactly.
There were a
like,
couple nice Easter eggs when Jesse, the way he found it, when he's sitting.
Yeah,
on the
that's a
floor
very
knocking his head
Breaking
against the
Bad.
wall. He's
That's
done that
awesome.
1,000
There was
times.
like
That was
they
a
showed
very
Holly
cool
Avenue a
take
few
together.
times.
Yeah.
Like-
There's gonna be a ton of good Easter eggs in this. You can
Oh,
I
I'm
can
sure.
tell all the
I'm
the
sure there
YouTube
are.
videos
Yeah.
about that. I will say this: 3:00 in the morning hurts if you didn't like it. If you go to the movie theater and you spend $50 on popcorn and you don't like that movie, you're gonna give it a thumbs down when it's all said.
But
and
I
done.
also think that maybe being in the theater
yeah.
would maybe enhance it in a way. I don't know.
I didn't think there was anything bad about it.
I
Literally, like
I will. I
Nate.
mean, like, I'll probably agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I
it
guess,
wasn't bad, but
like,
it
you
wasn't-
might have
if
been
you
not
said
bad.
if you said Robbie, it's completely unnecessary. I'd be like, yeah, I can't argue that.
That's my
But-
review. Unnecessary.
That's
But it was
fine.
well acted,
Yeah.
well shot.
Yeah,
like-
you
Yeah,
can't
no.
say it was a
Yeah,
bad
sure.
movie.
No, not a bad movie.
I agree with
It was,
that.
it was very like if that was a Breaking Bad episode, if they were like we're doing
That's what it felt like.
it was the Jesse epilogue of Breaking
Like
Bad.
we didn't walk away from
Yeah.
it like
They
we
did
did
that
Game
very
of
well.
Thrones, where like the writing was bad, this
Yeah.
looked like shit. Like everything looked good, the
There's no
writing was good.
Starbucks
It just
cups
didn't
or whatever.
further
There weren't
Breaking
anything like
Bad.
that.
nothing didn't make sense. We were just like, this, okay. I mean, like,
I
there's
think-
no way, like, it's Jesse's very out of character to forget this or something like that. Like, everything made sense.
I don't think the
And they
turtleneck made
didn't.
sense.
They didn't like.
Was that?
I don't think the turtleneck made sense.
Oh, I said that and I was
Turtleneck.
like, this looks like shit.
It was a weird turtle. It was a weird.
I like
Super
Super Bowl
Maybe it was
commercial.
like he
Also,
went from
Aaron-
his.
I'm gonna wear a turtleneck tomorrow.
I mean,
Yeah.
turtlenecks are very.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's for Aaron Paul and Jesse Pinkman, like to throw
But
him
maybe
in
that's
like
the
a
point.
white turtleneck ssweater.
Maybe
It
there's some
looks-
symbolism.
Yeah,
I guess
new
from his
character.
character.
I complete
I love
oversized
the hotel
hoodie.
scene
It's
with
the
Walt,
last
too,
shot of
where it was
Breaking
like-
Bad and this shot are complete parallels of the darkness and the light.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
I have,
sure
a,
there's
I have
a lot
a
of
question for you. Remember the whole Game of Thrones thing that they were going to have the bonus episode Memorial
Yeah.
Day weekend? If this was a bonus episode that came out a week after Breaking Bad, would you have been happy with it?
I I would have thrown this mic through the
No,
TV.
I still think the whether it's 6 years later or a week later, I think it would have felt like, well, we didn't really.
I think this
really
would have
need
been
that.
worse if it was right after.
Right after.
because we would have been like remembering
Right in the
everything
high.
about how
Yeah.
awesome, and forget about even the finale. Remembering Ozymandias
Right.
and the whole build up and how perfect that whole thing was.
Yeah.
If it was just like, oh, by the way, tune in one more time, and we did this, and it was just like, Well, we basically, I mean, the whole story.
There's no Anna Gunn
was-
either.
What's that?
No Skylar.
No Skylar.
Yeah, she
No
wasn't in
Marie?
it at all.
I think
can't be upset
Marie,
about
I-
that.
I'm
No
glad.
Marie, no
Hey,
Skylar.
hey, wait. One thing I like about it. No Walt Jr.
No Walt Jr.
I mean,
no
Walt
Skylar.
Jr.
Like,
wasn't
you're
in
saying,
at all.
Better Call Saul is unnecessary, but it's not bad.
That
It's a good show.
I haven't watched Better Call
would say
Saul.
it's the same
I've
thing.
watched a couple
Love
episodes.
it.
That felt more like Better Call Saul from what I have seen
Yes.
than it did Breaking Bad.
And it's a lot of things where in the guys in Better Call Saul, when like a character survives, and you're like, well, this guy survives, and it kind of takes away from it, but it's still
Yeah, I watched
like,
like 2 or 3 episodes of it.
There
I
were
was like,
other
Yeah.
there were other storylines that you could have went back to that would have been more interesting than the fucking welder and like Walter White giving the coordinates like here's where the money is and like here's where you're gonna find
The
like Hank and
bodies.
Gomi.
Skylar could have gone
They
back
just
to
didn't even
find
do that.
Hank and,
Yeah.
and Agent
But I think
Gomez,
this thing like that as again this
It
is
was
one of
just
those things
the
where
Jesse
they
Pinkman
just
story.
kept telling. They like
Yeah.
it wasn't like
It's
we
Jesse Pinkman.
if we I never wanted any of that because they were just telling us the whole time
Yeah.
like, you're not getting that.
You
Yeah.
wanted
And
to
the,
walk
This is
away.
Jesse
trailer,
If it
the
was
trailer
called-
threw us off too because wasn't Hank in the trailer? And then like one of the trailers was them interrogating like
No,
Skinny
Hank-
Pete, and then he
Hank
never
was
got
not-
arrested.
Hank was
Yes,
never in a
yes.
trailer. I'll say that. The trailer you guys were referring to, that was just the recap of the whole series.
Right. There was
So there
There
was
was
no
also-
new
But
there was
wasn't
the
wasn't
first-
it not a
the
scene?
first
Guys,
teaser they
not
had
remember that
was
scene
Yeah, it was
from
Skinny
Pete.
Pete, and he never got arrested for anything.
Yeah, the
Right.
first
Yeah.
teaser was Sneaky Pete being interrogated, and he's like, "You think I'm gonna give up Jesse Pinkman?"
So that's probably like.
But
some
also
cutting room
like
floor shit
you
or-
could assume that happened.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
saw
Totally.
10,000 police officers driving to Skinny Pete's house because Jesse Pinkman's car was there.
That's just
Right.
a deleted scene. Yeah.
yeah, you could be like yeah,
But
that's probably what
The
happened.
extra, yeah.
One of those million police officers and SWAT teams
Yeah.
took him into custody.
But I
and
do
were
think
like,
that would
where's,
have been.
where's Jesse?
I think
Free
that
Skinny
probably would
Pete.
have been a
I'm
more
putting out that
interesting scene.
shirt tomorrow.
Yeah.
Free Skinny Pete. He ain't do shit.
Skinny
He really didn't do shit.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
one of your
Shit.
friends calling you their hero? That must have felt so. That must have felt
Yeah.
better than the shower. That
I
Bob
love
was-
that.
Oh
too, like,
no,
the-
I'd be
the
like,
legend
what
of
the-
like
dude,
Jesse
we were friends.
Pinkman.
I
What
did-
are you talking about? Your hero. We
just
grew
deal
up
drugs together,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, like, yeah.
when Jesse walked back in the house, I thought that was a cool moment too. Like he walks in. Now, granted, it was like it was lit up and everything, so I guess they were taking care of it for him. But I liked that symbolism of him walking
Yeah,
in and seeing everything.
I think really the whole thing was just basically his quest to get to the vacuum repairman,
Yeah.
which is okay, but it leaves a little to be desired in my
But like,
mind.
where did Badger
Yeah.
and Skinny Pete go? Like
I don't
that
know.
That ended.
Why does that
So
matter?
wait. All
Skinny
right,
Pete
let
went
me-
to jail. Or
All-
we got
all- I
arrested.
want
We don't
everyone
know
to answer
that.
this question.
Yes, you
Everyone
do.
answer this question. Do you
Get
want
arrested, not
another
jail.
movie to sort of be like, all right, I didn't
No.
like.
No.
No.
You're done with
They-
it.
they wrapped
so then,
it up.
so then, all right. If there's
the
not a
perfect
second
ending for
movie, then I'm
Jesse.
gonna pretend this movie didn't happen.
Yeah, so am I.
me too.
I think that's
I'm-
valid. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that
This movie never happened in
probably-
my mind.
Here's the thing. If you went back and you rewatched the series and you remember that scene with Mike and him by the river, you probably could have just assumed he made it to Alaska one day. If you think to yourself he had a happy ending, this is
But
how
he had
it
a
went.
happy ending, yeah. And then the other thing too, I think like Vince Gilligan talked about how I think he like got asked like, what do you think happened to Jesse? And then like, yeah, I think he went back for Brock. It's like he didn't. He wrote him a fucking card. Like you didn't go back for him. Like his fucking like because you dated his mom, she has a bullet in her
And I was
head.
gonna say Brock was probably
Yeah.
like, "Fuck off, dude."
Yeah,
My
like you
mom's dead.
killed my mom.
And
Yeah.
we talked about going into it, like whoever he was rolling up in the rug, like could it have been her? Like
Yeah.
was he trying to bury her? No, it was
It's
like
just
some
some
random
fucking
fucking
random
house.
lady.
lady.
That's
Yeah.
again, that gets into the fan expectations. Just because it wasn't what you thought it was
Right.
doesn't mean it's bad.
But also no, but it's also like you can still be disappointed that it's not what you thought it
Give
was.
me something I care
yeah,
about.
I
Yeah.
guess that seems like kind of random thing to
Fan
like, bring up.
expectations.
Well, no, 'cause it was, like,
this
one of
is
the last
kinda
things we
the-
saw.
That one
Monetization.
that doesn't disappoint me. Particularly, I'm just saying fan expectation stuff in general. That the
Like,
that
I
not
like all of
being
that.
that not
Seeing-
being
seeing,
what's the
seeing
name of the
something
rug
in the
doesn't
trailer
matter.
and it being misleading, I don't think that should cause for like major
Oh
disappointment.
no
No.
no no no!
No,
But
that
I mean,
one
like,
doesn't.
If you look at it and you're like, okay, I expect this to tie up something else we've already seen, and then it's a random maid that like found an
They
encyclopedia
told
full
you
of money.
that this
It's like
wouldn't
okay,
be like the tie-up movie.
Yeah.
though. They
Yeah.
were like, this
I
is the
needed,
No,
sequel.
like I said, I
I
don't think
needed
it's
some
bad, it
sinister
just-
shit. I needed to be like
I was gonna
repulsed.
say, the things that
And I
that
wasn't.
I remember about Breaking
Yeah.
Bad. I remember like extreme darkness at times. I remember some quirky, cool, weird science shit, and I remember like incredible like dialogue and interaction and characters. And I don't think any of those three things really happened.
Let's grade it out of 100. Go around the circle.
I don't grade anything out of 100.
All right, out of 1,000, what do you want?
Well, it's just like
Fired.
We're on
Fuck
the
you,
ball
Al.
scale.
Keith has thrown me off so much with his scale where it's like thought it was pretty good 46. I grade on like I grade on like the
Give me
school
letters.
scale.
Give me letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give it a B minus. There's nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't necessary.
Casey.
I would give it either like a B- or a C+. It wasn't bad, but it didn't like excite me. I wouldn't probably watch it again.
Nate,
I'd say
go ahead.
if
F
the
minus?
final season is like a 99 out of 100, I give this like a 62 out of 100.
So that's a
A D.
That's a D
D minus?
That's a D-.
That's
That's
an
close
F.
to a fail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a
that's a
fail.
fail.
That's an
That's
F. That's an
How's
F.
an F? That's a D.
65 and below is
Oh,
an
different
F.
school systems.
I'm going B-. That was
Yeah, B-
my
is-
thought for sure. B-.
C+. I was so like I don't want to say that I'm disappointed, but I wanted more from it and
That's
I didn't get it. Yeah, but like it's not bad. Like I want to emphasize it's not bad. I just wanted more from it and I didn't get it.
I think it's a average movie.
Yeah.
And so I think a C is an average score.
Yeah.
I would say that it's like well acted and
Yeah.
well
See, I
shot.
think-
All that
that's
shit
why I
is
give it a
fine.
B-.
I agree.
That's probably all
if-
like an A, but I'm saying like for what I wanted as a plot and as
yeah.
a fan and all that, like it ended where I kind of thought it was gonna. Started definitely where I knew it was going to, and just in between, I thought it was kind of blah.
So you're
Yeah.
in a C.
I'm gonna give it a
I go-
C, which
I-
sounds harsher than you guys, but I'm just
I
going along the
see, I
lines
said
of like
B-,
it's
C+,
average.
yeah.
I go B+.
Just,
Really happy with it.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
So
We're all pretty much on the same page.
Yeah.
Except for Nate.
Nate's
Except
an
for Nate.
outlier.
I get where you guys are
Nate,
coming
Nate
from.
wanted
Failing worst case
Nate
scenario.
wanted
Like-
Jesse to get murked in the first 10 minutes and then
That
figure
I
it out from
definitely-
there.
I
tell
wanted
Nate
more
wasn't a
action,
long time
but-
like he didn't watch all of Game of Thrones and have to deal with season 8 because that is the worst case scenario. This was
It could have been worse,
This was
trust
like
me,
the
bro.
best case
Well,
scenario.
this was
just
my
meh.
personal
Breaking
worst
Bad
case
worse.
scenario.
Like it just
But
it
I'm
tied
not
up
comparing show to show. This
Jesse's
is
loose
Eric
end.
Nathan.
This
I was
could have
like-
No,
made
but Eric,
Breaking Bad
Eric
worse.
Nathan's worst case scenario should have been like Aaron Paul sucked, the writing sucked, the visuals
No, because
sucked,
I know
and none of that
that's gonna suck.
happened.
I trust Vince Gilligan with that stuff, but it's just the story was just.
So wait, last question. What do you think the public reaction will be?
I think
Like
they're.
tomorrow night at like 11 p.m.
I think it's going to
people
be a
have
lot
time
of
to
just
watch it.
like as what we were saying, visually great, acted well, but
I think
necessary
the average
zero.
guy,
I think it's
girl
a
out there.
meh.
I think people are going to say this wasn't good.
Yeah,
I think we'll all be. I think
Yeah.
I think we got a pretty good sample size here.
Representation of
That's
it.
all pretty much on the same page. I think
Meh.
they'll be like, yeah, it's fine.
I think
If
it's
you're
going to be
a-
mostly
if-
positive.
If you're a,
Think so?
I
I think
very-
it'll be anti-positive
And the
rather
la-
than anti-bad.
The loudest will be the people who loved it or hated it, and you just have to
Yeah.
weed through them because they're going to be the people who are going to just go crazy.
I don't think
but
there
I
will be
think-
like hate against it. I think there will be people that react as like, yeah,
I-
that's
I think-
unnecessary.
oh,
I
I
don't
think
think
the-
I don't think
the
anyone's
time
going to be like
Breaking
that
Bad's-
fucking sucks.
No, but
Oh, I think there
the
will be.
reaction will be we didn't need that.
I
it
think-
might be.
And
I
that-
I
that
think there will be a
is
vocal
kinda-
minority of Breaking
you
Bad
know
stands that
what's-
will be like,
what's
that
eating away
wasn't
at
what we
me?
wanted because Walt wasn't in it.
No,
I
would
think
say-
Breaking Bad stands are going to
I-
love it.
Yeah,
They
that,
I do
I
too,
agree.
yeah.
I
They
think the
shoulda
people who
had-
really are into it will appreciate all that shit. I think it's more the casual fan who will be like, I didn't see the drugs, I didn't see
Yeah.
the violence,
Yeah,
I didn't
that's a
see
good
the
point.
girl, the guy.
But it's like all of
whatever.
us have seen it enough to where we're like, it's just.
I don't know.
It was
So-
pretty good. It was like.
But let me. All right. Well, last question. Like, should they have made it?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
It didn't. It didn't ruin anything.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin
Didn't
anything,
ruin
but
it,
like
gave closure.
I think as
People
a
wanted it so bad.
yeah,
Like
like,
you
I
said,
wanted
Kevin,
it really bad,
there
but
wasn't
after
anything
getting
that
It
was-
would be like if Sopranos
wasn't-
told us what happened after the
No,
lights
it
went
wouldn't
out.
be
Yes, it
because
is.
we already knew everything that happened.
He still thinks Walt's alive.
but
He
yo,
is
fucking
alive.
idiot.
That,
He is
yeah,
alive.
yeah,
It's-
so
I'm gonna
Nobody
send you
else
that
had-
YouTube
they
video. You're
weren't
gonna
like-
we're
yeah,
gonna have
they
you
weren't
believe it.
already
or not.
opening
They
stuff,
would have
so
left
it's
it up in the air.
Well,
in
I
this
do have
movie.
questions.
It wasn't
If
like there
they
was a
wanted it.
big like
did.
wonder what
They made a point
happened
to be
here.
like,
No,
like,
if we're
like
just
no,
talking
final
about Jesse,
thing.
we
Nope.
didn't know,
Where
but
did
if
we
we
didn't
talk-
know what happened to
Yeah,
Jesse. People argued about what
If
happened
you
to
wanted to find out what
Jesse.
happened with Walt Jr. and
But they did,
Skyler
like,
and
and
the
all that,
baby.
right.
There
Vince
are some
Gilligan
people.
said after the last episode,
It'll be about
Jesse
Jesse.
got away. No, Jesse got away.
Yeah.
Like he like
Right away he
like
said it's
like
happy
on
ending
like
for
the
him.
after Breaking Bad show of the finale. He's like, no, he gets away.
He says a
He
lot of
spoiled El
things.
Camino, that motherfucker. 6 years early.
All
No,
right.
there was never any opening.
let's
that,
go to
if people
bed.
fought about it, it was just stupid people fighting.
It's
Vince
almost
Gilligan
6
said he
a.m.
gets away.
That's the fan
It was
theory.
cool seeing our friends again. We were in that little universe for 2 hours. That was fun.
Yeah,
But,
I
Oh,
don't-
and
I don't
when-
regret
and
it.
when Walt
Whatever.
came on the
Fun.
screen, like it was just a cool moment. I think
That was
you
awesome.
Said,
Them walking
you said
down
you
the
were like that
hallway.
was surreal.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was like-
as soon
that
as
was like,
like
holy shit.
when Jesse comes out of his room, I went, oh shit, because
Yeah.
like you could tell like this is Walt era.
Yeah.
It was very. It was cool to kind of go back and see like the stages of their lives you kind of were a part of. It's like it was fun. I had
The
a good
moment
time.
Kristen Ritter in the end's nice.
seeing
Love
the
her.
Winnebago with the
Love
tape on it
her.
made
You
me
were-
want to
you were
rewatch
asleep
it.
for that, and I was
just
like, John's gonna be
Yeah,
so
you
fucking
know,
That was
mad
the
at
best
us.
cameo. Was
when they had the
old
Winnebago
RV.
with the duct tape on it, and it's just like how they get into all these spots. I want to
Like
rewatch
the
the
Millennium
series.
Falcon of Breaking Bad.
Exactly.
All right. I don't know. know. Get at us on Twitter. Let us know what you thought. Give us your score out of 1,000 or
Talk about
100
it on
or your letters.
Hey,
or
before
about it
we
on
go,
radio
Jared, let
tomorrow.
me get 5.
Yeah.
Give him 5.
Oh,
Give us 5.
Get a
get
camera.
down. Give him 5.
This is the push-up
Did we
bet.
do that on the live stream
Jared
before?
owes
So
250
come
now.
So
down
you're
to
down. You're down to
2.
what?
3,
245, 235.
5,
235.
6, 7.
Whoa!
8,
You're only getting credit for 5 here.
9.
He only asked for 5.
I asked for 5.
Oh,
yeah.
You do them in your free
Yeah,
time.
I
It's on
get to
demand.
ask
You
for
don't get it
them.
on your
demand.
free time, sir.
He
He
gets
gets
to
ask for
no,
them.
he gets to. He can hang on to that for fucking years if you want.
Yeah, I can ask for 1 a day if I feel like.
I'm gonna document these now because you're just gonna be like, give me another 50.
I've been keeping track too. I got my notes.
This man takes this shit very
Yeah.
seriously.
Good.
You're talking to a guy that carries a journal in his back pocket.
Yeah,
I've
just
been
scribbles
a
on it.
big fan. I've been looking forward to a push-up bet with someone for a long time. Glad we're in it now.
I made sure not to engage in that or break any rules that he has maybe thrown out about push-up bets because I ain't trying to do this shit. So,
Damn.
good job, buddy.
right.
You
Threw that
pinned
jinx on him
250
hard.
push-ups on literally a thing that had a 0% chance of happening.
Oh, he
I
said
mean,
80.
joke's
He
on
said
you.
80.
I'm just gonna be fucking yoked.
Let's go home. Go to sleep.
Goodbye.